ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳ ಮಿಲನವನ್ನು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನ 100 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಡಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ದಾಖಲಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಪುಸ್ತಕ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾರುವಂತಹ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ. ಈ 2 ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ, ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಈ ದಿನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. Good evening to each one of you. A very warm welcome to this historic evening as we celebrate 100 glorious years of Mysore Association, Mumbai. I am Nalina Prasad, and with my dear friend Kala Bhagwat, we are hosting the program today. In the next 60 minutes, we celebrate not just an institution, but a century of Kannada pride in Mumbai. And we celebrate it by gifting the next generation 2 books, which tells the world, we remember, we return. Some evenings are just events. Some evenings become history. Today, we are living in one such evening because today, Mysore Association Mumbai completes 100 glorious years in this city of dreams. Thank you for being part of this milestone. To grace this Centenary evening, to release Centenary souvenir, Shatamanotsava Nenapina Sanchike, which is our history, and Bharatiya Gnana Parampare, that is Indian story through Kannada eyes. And bless our ceremony. We have scholars who have lived this Gnana Parampare. We are honored to have you on this, sir. Srimati K. Kamala, President, Mysore Association, Mumbai. Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Mumbai, our chief guest for today. Professor Ravindra Gudi, Deputy Director, IIT Bombay, our guest of honor. Dr. G. N. Upadhyaya, Head, Department of Kannada, University of Mumbai. Professor Rajwade, Chief Editor, Indian Knowledge System Book. Dr. Ganpati Shankarling, Secretary, Mysore Association, Mumbai. May I request all our distinguished dignitaries to kindly come up on stage. A big round of applause, please. Welcome all. As we step into the 100th year, we begin by invoking light, the symbol of knowledge and continuity. I request all our dignitaries to join us for the ceremonial lighting. This is not just fire. This is a symbol of 100 years of jnana, of kala, and of karya, that is knowledge, art, and service. To invoke blessings, we now have a prayer by Kumari Arohi and Kumari Anika. They represent the 4th generation of Mysore Association members. Kumari Arohi and Kumari Anika.
ಗೆಲುದನಿಯು ಗುಡು ಗುಡುಗಿ ಸೋಲು ಸೊಲ್ಲಡಗಿ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ ಶತಕವಿದರಲೆದು ಮರು ಶತಕಕ್ಕಿದೋ ಹಿಂದುತ್ವ ವೀರರ ಸೊಹನಲುದಿಸಿದೆ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ ಕತ್ತಲೆಯ ಕೌರವರು ಸುತ್ತನೂ ರೆದ್ದಿರಲು ಕ್ಷುದ್ರ ದೌರ್ಬಲ್ಯಗಳಿಗಿನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿಯ ತಾನ ಪಾಂಚಜನ್ಯವು ಮೊಳಗೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗದ ಕರೆಗೆ ಪಾಂಡವಗೆ ರೋಮಾಂಚನ ಪಾಂಡವಗೆ ರೋಮಾಂಚನ ಪಾಂಡವಗೆ ರೋಮಾಂಚನ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಪುನರುನ್ನತಿಗೆ ಧರ್ಮವೇ ಅವತರಿಸಿದೆ, ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ. ನಮಗೋರ್ವಳೆ ತಾಯಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ವಾತ್ಸಲ್ಯಮೈ, ಅವಳು ಸಲಹಿದ ಸುತರು ನಾವೆಂಬ ನೆನಪು ಬರದೆಂಬುದೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಎನ್ನ ಸಾಧನೆಯಲ್ಲ ತಾಯ ಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಡಿಪು, ತಾಯ ಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಡಿಪು, ತಾಯ ಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಡಿಪು. ಅರ್ಪಣೆಯುಲಾನಂದ ನೇರ್ಪಗೊಂಡಿಹುದಿಲ್ಲಿ, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯತೆಯ ಮೆರೆದಿದೆ, ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ. ಕಪಟ ಮತಾಂತರ ಆಮಿಷ ಅಂಜಿಕೆ ನಾಡಿನ ನಾಡಿಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಿಸಿದೆ, ಸ್ವತ್ವವ ಮರೆಸಿ ವಿದೇಶಿಯ ಮೆರೆಸುವ ಭ್ರಮೆಗಳೇ ಬದುಕನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಿವೆ, ವಿಭಜನೆ ವಿಘಟನೆ ನೈತಿಕ ಪತನಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಮೇರುಗಳೇ ಕಂಪಿಸಿದೆ, ಮೃತ ಸಂಜೀವನಿ ಉತ್ತರವೆಂದರೆ ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಉಸಿರೇ, ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಉಸಿರೇ, ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಉಸಿರೇ. ಗೆಲುದನಿಯು ಗುಡುಗುಡುಗಿ ಸೋಲು ಸೊಲ್ಲಡಗಿ, ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ, ಭರವಸೆಯ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನಮದೆನಿಸಿವೆ.
ನಿತ್ಯ ವಾತ್ಸಲ್ಯಮಯಿ, ಅವಳು ಸಲುಹಿದ ಸುತರು ನಾವೆಂಬ ನೆನಪು ಬರದೆಂಬುದೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಎನ್ನ ಸಾಧನೆಯಲ್ಲ ತಾಯ ಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಡಿಪು. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮರಾಠಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದವರಾಗಲಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದವರಾಗಲಿ, ನಮಗೋರ್ವಳೇ ತಾಯಿ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ, ಅವಳ ಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಡಿಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಕುಮಾರಿ ಆರೋಹಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಅನಿಕಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಡಿಯರ್ ಅನಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರೋಹಿ ಫಾರ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಅ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. Now, to formally welcome this august gathering, I invite Dr. Ganpati Shankarli, Secretary, Mysore Association, to deliver the welcome speech.
Very good evening. Professor Ravindra Kulkarni, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ravindra Gudi, Deputy Director from IIT Bombay, Professor Rajwade, Dr. G.N. Upadhyaya, and Kamala Madam. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an auspicious occasion for me and all the Kannadigas in general and members of the Mysore Association in particular, as we are completing an important milestone of 100 glorious years. And you know what else I can ask? Two of my dear friends are on the days, on this such a nice occasion. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ, ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಹ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ to welcome you all of you in this evening to our beloved Mysore Association, a place where culture meets community, when tradition meets friendship, and where even a simple cup of coffee, I think all of you have experienced it, turns into a 2 hours discussion on any of the art, culture, music, etc. So, for any organization, completing 100 years is not a small milestone. Mysore Association has done it. Okay, Mysore Association is not a mere building or an institution. It has been, a second home for generations of people. Just now you have heard Anika and Arohi, the fourth generation members of Mysore Association. And the good thing is we have first generation also sitting here and the fourth generation also sitting here. Dr. Prasad is here. When he was secretary, even before I was born. So we have people from 9 to 10 years to 90 years. That's the beauty of this Mysore Association. In this Mumbai, Mysore Association, where people from Karnataka have found their voice, in Kannada language, and also various people from different culture, different language, they have found the art, a place for art, culture, drama, etc. I have seen so many Gujarati dramas being performed here. There is almost, a couple of arangetrams every month which is happening, and then Hindi orchestra is happening almost every weekend. So this is a place where, you find audience of all the languages, okay, and it has, more than anything else, it has been a second home for most of us. Over the years, association has hosted, we have seen the video, so I don't want to repeat it again. Seen here people from Karnataka as well as Maharashtra, who has visited this association for various reasons. They are from any background, from politicians to film actors to everybody. You have seen Aishwarya Rai, Subhash Ghai to Anant Nag, to everyone visiting here, Ramakrishna Hegde, P.C. Alexander, everybody has visited here. So that shows the importance of this association to the public. One of the beautiful things about Mysore Association is that it carries the fragrance of Karnataka. Its doors have been always open to everyone. Here, culture has never been confined to the language. In fact, many people who came for one program have stayed for lifetime, sometimes for music, sometimes for the food. Mysore Association food is very famous. Professor Gudi was telling in his olden days, he used to come here regularly for food. So, you cannot, many times it used to happen in such a way that you cannot leave the place without a dinner. Many of my colleagues say, when I am there in the association, I will not allow them to go hungry to the home. So, either coffee or some snacks will be there whenever we have a meeting over here. So, this evening is another reminder of this enduring spirit, and all your presence adds warmth to this gathering and meaning to our efforts. Over that, as Nalina Madam has rightly said, we are going to inaugurate 2 very, very important books. We will talk about that. So, I don't want to extend my talk. So on behalf of the Mysore Association, once again, I extend heartfelt welcome to each one of you, and thank you very much for being part of this journey.
Now, I call upon my dear friend Srimati Kala Bhagwat to introduce our distinguished guests on the dais and request our own Srimati K. Kamala, President, Mysore Association, leading this 100-year-old institution into its centenary, to honor our distinguished guest with a token of our love and respect. Request our volunteers to felicitate the same.
Good evening, all. Now, I take the honor of introduction and honoring our distinguished guests. First of all, Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, sir. It is indeed a privilege to introduce a distinguished academic leader, an accomplished researcher, and a visionary administrator, Professor Ravindra D. Kulkarni, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai. Professor Kulkarni brings with him over 3 decades of rich experience in the field of chemical technology. He completed his BSc Tech from the Institute of Chemical Technology, MTech from LIT Nagpur, and earned his PhD under RTM Nagpur University. Over the years, he has held several important academic and administrative positions as a senior professor and head at ICT Mumbai, professor and director at UICT, North Maharashtra University, and Pro-Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai before assuming the office of Vice Chancellor in 2023. A prolific researcher, his areas of work include renewable polymers, nanopigments, green functional paints, oleochemicals, surfactants, and biolubricants. He has guided 18 PhD scholars and numerous postgraduate students, published extensively in reputed international journals, contributed book chapters, and holds patents to his credit. He has successfully led several major R&D projects founded by agencies such as DST, SERB, AICTC, DRDO, and UGC, along with consultancy assignments for industries in India and abroad, and played a key role in developing research infrastructure through major funded initiatives. Professor Kulkarni is recipient of several prestigious awards and honors, including Professor J.G. Kane Memorial Award, LIT Alumni Association, LITU Jewel Award, UAA ICT Distinguished Alumnus Award, and he is Fellow of the Maharashtra Academy of Science and a Life Fellow of Indian Chemical Society. One of his most remarkable contributions came during his tenure as a Pro-Vice Chancellor, where his leadership played a crucial role in the University of Mumbai, achieving the prestigious NAC A++ grade for the very first time in the history of Maharashtra. It was the historic milestone. Under his leadership, the university has also attained Category 1 status and improved its national and global rankings. He has been actively involved in academic reforms aligned with NEP 2020, including multidisciplinary education, curriculum restructuring, and innovative teaching learning practices. His vision includes integrating artificial intelligence in education, strengthening industry-academia collaboration, and enhancing institutional development through progressive initiatives. He has also extended valuable guidance and support to the Department of Kannada at the University of Mumbai, encouraging its academic and cultural initiatives. His presence at this centenary celebration adds a great value and dignity to this occasion. We all Mumbai Kannadigas feel proud of your presence, sir. With great respect, I respect Srimati K. Kamala, the President of Mysore Association, to felicitate our honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, sir, and Secretary Dr. Ganapati Shankarlinga, sir, to join. Sir, please accept our warm honor. Moving on, it's my honor to introduce Dr. Ravindra D. Gudi, sir. Dr. Ravindra D. Gudi is Deputy Director and Professor and Head at Chemical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. He also holds the Institute Chairperson in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. He earned his BTech and MTech degrees from IIT Bombay and a PhD from University of Alberta in 1995. His research interests lie broadly in the process system engineering and green engineering, that is, modeling, optimization, control, and fault diagnosis of process system, sustainability in industrial practices. Dr. Gudi has served as a visiting professor at the Department of Chemical Engineering, University of Alberta, Canada, Department of Chemical Engineering, University of Wisconsin, Madison. Dr. Gudi has published over 135 Scopus indexes papers and has 9 US patents to his credits in various areas of process system engineering. Dr. Gudi is a recipient of several awards, including the Canadian Commonwealth Fellowship by the Government of Canada, Lovaraj Kumar Memorial Award from Promotion of Industry Academia Interaction, Manudane Applied Research Award, Hardelia Award for Excellence in Basic Chemical Engineering. He has been an active consultant to the industry in India and abroad. Now, I request our Honorable Adhyaksharu of Mysore Association to honor Professor Gudi sir, and Dr. Ganapati Shankarlinga and also Dr. G.N. Upadhyaya to accompany. Our pleasure to have renowned scholar Professor M.R. Rajwade sir in this special occasion. It's my honor to introduce Vidya Vachaspati, Professor M.R. Rajwade, a distinguished academician and the principal of Sathaye College under Parle Tilak Vidyalaya Association. With over 34 years of dedicated service, Dr. Rajwade has excelled as a teacher, researcher, author, and academic leader. As a physics educator, he has inspired generations of students, while his research in physics education has strengthened learning methodologies and conceptual clarity. He is a co-author of widely used practical physics handbook and has led significant academic projects under the University of Mumbai. His association with the Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education and his role in academic seminars reflect his wider contribution to science education in India. As a visionary leader, he continues to guide institutions through progressive reforms like NEP 2020. His contribution to the mission of Indian knowledge system is noteworthy, and we sincerely thank him for presenting such an insightful and valuable article to the readers. A true embodiment of knowledge and leadership, we are privileged to have him among us today. May I request President Mrs. Kamala K. to honor our chief guest, honor our special guest, Dr. Rajwade sir, and to accompany. धन्यवाद सर. Now, we would like to introduce and honor our Guru, respected Sir, Dr. G.N. Upadhyay sir. Dr. G.N. Upadhyay is a distinguished scholar, critic, and academician who has made significant contributions to Kannada studies in Maharashtra. He is presently serving as the head of the Department of Kannada at the University of Mumbai, where he has played a vital role in strengthening the study of Kannada language, literature, and culture beyond Karnataka. A prolific writer and researcher, Dr. G.N. Upadhyay has authored and edited over 101 books reflecting his deep engagement with Kannada literature, cultural studies, linguistics, and journalism. His scholarly work also includes major research projects such as the study of Kannada inscriptions in Maharashtra, exploring of cultural linkages between Karnataka and Maharashtra, and documentation of Kannada linguistic presence in non-Kannada regions. He has contributed immensely as an editor, mentor, and academic leader, guiding numerous scholarly initiatives and nurturing generations of students and researchers. His association with academic bodies, textbook committees, and literary organizations highlights his commitment to knowledge dissemination and institutional development. Known for his interdisciplinary approach, Dr. Upadhyay combines literary criticism with cultural and historical perspectives, enriching Kannada scholarship in meaningful ways. Under his leadership, the Kannada department at Mumbai University continues to thrive as a vibrant center for literary and cultural dialogue. In recognition of his outstanding contributions, he has received several prestigious awards and honors, establishing him as a guiding force in the field of Kannada academia. Now, I request Srimati K. Kamala to honor our respected Sir, Dr. G.N. Upadhyay. Thank you so much.
The centenary is not just about looking back, but also looking ahead of knowledge. To speak on the Indian knowledge system, I invite Professor Rajwade sir, Chief Editor, Indian Knowledge System book. Professor Rajwade, please.
First of all, I must apologize to all of you for not having known a single word of Kannada, and it would have made a great difference to me and to all of us this evening. Professor Ganesh Upadhyay, Dr. Shankarling, General Secretary of Mysore Association. Our own Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni sir, Deputy Director of IIT Mumbai, Professor Goody, and Madam President Kamla of Mysore Association. When I speak here, indeed many memories come to me, because when I used to stay in Girgaon, my next door neighbor was a Kannada. Kannadinga, the way they say it. I don't know which region of Kannada was that. I remember the surname of that family was Badgeri. So, yeah, correct. So are the coincidences. It happens. I have, because of Professor Kulkarni sir, some understanding of Indian knowledge system, but none of Kannada at all. And the way it happens in Mumbai, that everybody who meets forgets their own language and speak in Hindi. And that is precisely how I never learned a single word of Kannada, though I had for many years Mr. Badgeri family and his own family as a next door neighbor. So the regrets shall be mine. I'm here to tell you all about a very important endeavor undertaken by all of us under the leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor sir. He will be speaking about it, the implementation of National Education Policy 2020. But within that, the Indian knowledge system is a very important component of this particular policy laid down by Central Government of India. This particular subject is a compulsory subject for all faculties under University of Mumbai. Let it be Faculty of Humanities or Science or Commerce and Management or any of the self-financing courses which are taught in our colleges. The purpose of this particular subject being introduced is that we all must be introduced to the heritage which we have, a very rich and very varied heritage of our country, which resides in our culture, which resides in our language, which resides in the way we dress ourselves, not in a formal manner the way we are today, but whenever there are festivals, we understand that this is what we actually live for. So it is important for us to know where we come from. In these kinds of programs, when I speak on IKS, I just say one line and I think everybody understands the context. That this as a country did not take birth in 15th August 1947. That was merely a political expression of the long freedom struggle we have had. But as a country, we have lived for thousands of years. And unfortunately, our education system never reflected this simple reality. And that is how all of us are in this fashion, that I don't know Kannada, a single word here, and I'm speaking to you in English. So this intermingling was always there. The cultural moorings of all of us are absolutely common, but that is not known. So in a way, if I have to say this in my own language, Marathi, एकच सांगता येईल की स्वभावनेची पुनर्स्थापना. That means it is self-discovery of self, that is IKS. And under the leadership of Professor Kulkarni, we got an opportunity to take this to different languages. And I'm sure sir will tell you more about it. And this we did in Kannada. And I must give full compliments to our own head of the Department of Kannada, Professor Upadhyay. He was the first one. He was the first one who completed translation in record time. Translation means Rupantaran. We have 10 languages, but he was ready with everything, I think month ago or something like that. Whatever the deadline sir had extended, he met that deadline. So these are the fruits of his labor. We are only here to do our duty, which Honorable Vice Chancellor had entrusted me. Thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜವಾಡೆ ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ವಚನಕಾರರಾದಂತಹ ಅಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳುವಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದಿನ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ಅರಿಯದೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ಅರಿಯೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮರಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭವ್ಯ ಪರಂಪರೆಯತ್ತ ಮುಖ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಮಯ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ to give the next generation a book that connects Vachana to VLSI, Madhvacharya to mathematics, and Kumara Vyasa to quantum mechanics. And now we are releasing the book Indian Knowledge System. It's a centenary moment. I request Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni and Professor Ravindra Gudi to release the book, and I request Professor Rajwade and Srimati K. Kamala and all the dignitaries to kindly join them. ವಿಭಾಗದ ಸಹ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿಯವರು ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಮಹತ್ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು, ಸಂದರ್ಶನ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು ಆದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮಾ ರಾಮರಾವ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆಗೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಾಗುವಂತಹ ಇಂತಹ ಅಮೃತ ಗಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗುವಂತಹ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತರು. ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. The IKS book is now officially released, a historic moment for Mysore Association and Kannada Department, University of Mumbai. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗದ ನಂಟು ಇವತ್ತಿನದಲ್ಲ. ದತ್ತಿ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿರಬಹುದು, ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ, ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ, ಸಹಭಾಗಿತ್ವದಿಂದ ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇಂದು ಈ ಶತಮಾನದ ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ, ಶುಭ ಗಳಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ, ಸಮಸ್ತ ಮುಂಬೈ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ. ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗ, ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ. Tell us more about the Kannada version of ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆ. I invite our Professor Dr. G.N. Upadhyay, Head, Department of Kannada, University of Mumbai, who has spent more than 3 decades connecting Kannada to the world.
ಸರ್ವನ್ನ ಮಾದ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅಕ್ಷಯ ತೃತೀಯ ವಿಶೇಷ ಶುಭ ದಿನ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ವಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಟುಡೇ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಡೇ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗಾಸ್. ಇವನಾರವ 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 ಎಂದೆನಿಸದಿರಯ್ಯ, ಇವನಮ್ಮವ 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 ಎಂದೆನಿಸಯ್ಯ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿದಂತಹ, ಸರ್ವ ಸಮಾನತೆಯನ್ನು ಬೋಧಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಶರಣಕ್ರಾಂತಿಯ ಹರಿಕಾರ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಭಂಡಾರಿ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರವರ ಜಯಂತಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಬಸವ ಜಯಂತಿಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯವನ್ನು ಸಮಸ್ತ ಭಾರತೀಯರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. 170ರ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ, ಶತಮಾನದ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇವರ ಸಂಯುಕ್ತ ಆಶ್ರಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ವಿನೂತನ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಕೃತಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಇದೀಗ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಮಹತ್ವಾಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಯ ಯೋಜನೆಯ ರೂವಾರಿ, ಶಿಲ್ಪಿ, ದೂರದೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಶೀಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಆದರಣೀಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಮಸ್ತ ಮುಂಬೈ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಬೈ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗಾಸ್, ಏಳು ಕೋಟಿ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ವಾಂಗ್ಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವದ ಕೃತಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದು ಭಾಗ್ಯವಯ್ಯ ಅಂತ ದಾಸರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯದಾಯಕ ಸಂಜೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತ್ರಿವೇಣಿ ಸಂಗಮ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಶತಮಾನಗಳಿಂದ ಮುಂಬೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಬಲವರ್ಧನೆಗೆ ಟೊಂಕ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ನಿಂತಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ IIT ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಗುಡಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಹರಿದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ತ್ರಿವೇಣಿ ಸಂಗಮದ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶಂಕರಲಿಂಗ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರ ರವೀಂದ್ರನ ಹುಡುಕೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಬ್ಬರು ರವೀಂದ್ರರು. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಚಂದ್ರರು ಉದಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚಂದ್ರ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಯಾರು ಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬೇಡಿ, ಆದರೆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ರವೀಂದ್ರರು ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಮುಂಬೈ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಭಾಗ್ಯ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಕತ್ವವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವುದು ಬಹಳ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಪಡುವಂತಹ ಸಂಗತಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾಯಕ. ಕಲೆ, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಪರಂಪರೆ, ಇತಿಹಾಸ, ಕನ್ನಡದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಕಾಳಜಿಯಿಂದ ಶತಮಾನಗಳಿಂದ ಮುಂಬೈ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿ, ಸಮಸ್ತ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಪಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಪುರುಷ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಪುರುಷರದ್ದೇ ಕಾರುಬಾರು. ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಶತಮಾನದ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವ ಮಹಿಳೆ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ? ಕಮಲಾ ಅಕ್ಕನಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂಥ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈ ಕೃತಿಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಸಂಪಾದಕರಾಗಿ ಅದರ ರೂಪುರೇಷೆಯನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜವಾಡೆ ಅವರು, ವಿದ್ಯಾ ವಾಚಸ್ಪತಿ ಅವರು, ಭೌತಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು. ಭಾರತೀಯ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಆ ಕೃತಿಯ ಕುರಿತು ಅದರ ಆಳ ಅಗಲ ವೈಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಮನಂಬುಗು ಹಾಗೆ ತೆರೆದಿಟ್ಟರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ IKSನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ಸಂಪಾದಕರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗುಜರಾತಿ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉರೋಷಿ ಪಂಡ್ಯ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗ ಈ ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ತಂದಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದೊಂದು ಟೀಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮಾರಾವ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಪಡಬೇಕು. ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ಕಲಾ ಭಾಗವತ್, ಸವಿತಾ ಅರುಣ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ರೇಷ್ಮಾ ಮಾನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ಇದು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ. मी आपला सर्वांच्या मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗ ಕಳೆದ 48 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಪ್ರಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಕೇವಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿಭಾಗ ಪಾಠ ಪ್ರವಚನಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕಲಿನಾ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಲಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 50 ಕನ್ನಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಹಣಬಲವೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜನಬಲ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಏನನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ನನಗಿದೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಜೂಬ್ಲಿ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ನಿಧಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟು ಕಳೆದ 45 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಂಟ್, ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಜೂಬ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು 50ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ್ದು. ಶತಮಾನದ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅದು IKS ಕನ್ನಡ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಕತ್ವವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವುದು. ಇವೆರಡೂ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೃತಜ್ಞರಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಆವೃತ್ತಿ ಬಹಳ ಸೊಗಸಾಗಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಓದಬೇಕು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು. ಬಹಳ ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ಮೈಸೂರು ಕೆಫೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ 150 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು 150 ರೂಪೀಸ್, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನುವ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಭಾರತ ಬಹುಭಾಷೆ ಬಹುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಗಳ ನಾಡು ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸರ್ವಭಾಷಾ ಮಹಿಷಾರದ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜವಾಡೆ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಬಹುತ್ವ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಜೀವಾಳ. ನಾವು ಭವ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ವಾರಸುದಾರರು ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಹಿತಂ ಅಥವಾ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಯೇ, ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೊಂಡವ್ರು ನಾವು. IKS ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬರೇ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ರೀಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್, ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಪುನರ್ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ನನ್ನದು. ಭಾರತದ ಹಿರಿಮೆಗರಿಮೆಯ ಅಖಂಡ ದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವದ ಕೃತಿ. ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಒಂದು ಮೆಗಾ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್, ಅದು ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಹ ಆಗಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಈ ಹೊತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಮರಾಠಿಯ ಜ್ಞಾನಪೀಠ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ವಿಜೇತ ನನ್ನ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಕಲೀಗ್ ಬಾಲಚಂದ್ರ ನೆಮಾಡೆ ಹೇಳುವಂತಹ ನೇಟಿವಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಗಣೇಶ್ ದೇವಿಯವರು ಹೇಳುವಂತಹ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಅಮ್ನೇಸಿಯಾ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಇಂತಹ ಅನೇಕ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಈ IKS ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಳಿನಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನಾವು ಬಹುದೊಡ್ಡ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ವಾರಸುದಾರರು ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲಮ ಪ್ರಭುಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಹಿಂದಣ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ನೋಡಿ ಕಂಡಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿಂದ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ಅರಿಯಲಾಗುವುದು ಎನ್ನುವಂಥ DVG ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಹಳೆಬೇರು ಹೊಸ ಚಿಗುರು ಕೂಡಿರಲು ಮರ ಸೊಗಸು ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು, ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕೃತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿದೆ. ಹೊಸ ತಲೆಮಾರನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸುವ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ತಿದ್ದುವಂತಹ, ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರದಿಂದ ಕನ್ಯಾಕುಮಾರಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಸೇತುವೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇದೊಂದು ಅಪೂರ್ವವಾದಂತಹ ಸಾಧನೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾನು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, NBT ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಬೇರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವದ ಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಕಟಣೆ ಕಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಕನ್ನಡ, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಿಂಧಿ, ಗುಜರಾತಿ, ಕೌನ್ ಸಾ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಚಾಹಿಯೆ ಬೋಲಿಯೇ, ಹಮಾರೆ ಪಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 21 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ರಿಯಲಿ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಪಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ಸು ಆದರಣೀಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಭಗೀರಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಇದನ್ನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯದ ಮಾತಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಭಾಷೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಭಾಷಾ ಸಾಮರಸ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಈ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಗಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದಂತಹ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಮಗನ್ಸೋದು ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೌದು, ನಹಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೇನ ಸದೃಶಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಮೆಹ ವಿದ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ. ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸದೃಶವಾದಂತಹ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಮೂಢ ವಿಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಹಂಗಾವಯಂ ಅಂತ. ಅಮೂಢರಾಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೂಢತೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಪಡೆದು ವಿಮುಕ್ತರಾಗಿ, ವಿಹಂಗ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಹಗುರ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛಂದವಾಗಿ ಹಾರುವಂತಹ, ಬಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗಳವಾಗಿ ಹಾರಾಡಿಸುವಂತಹ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರೋದು ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಕುರಿತಾದಂತಹ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಕೈಗೊಂಡಂತಹ 10 ಹಲವು ಮಹೋನ್ನತ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದು ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಯಿತು. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ, ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸವಿವರವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆನರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ Dr. Ravindra Kudi, Deputy Director, IIT Bombay. Sir, your thoughts on technology, tradition and institutions like Mysore Association will inspire us. Please.
I'll try to speak both in Kannada and English. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಶುಭ ಅವಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಷಯ ತೃತೀಯ ಮತ್ತು ಬಸವ ಜಯಂತಿ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್. ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಕ್ಷಯ ತೃತೀಯ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಕ್ಷಯ. And on this occasion, the Mysore Association is celebrating 100 years centenary. On this day, as we dedicate ourselves to promoting our rich culture and heritage, the Kannada culture and heritage, I think this is never going to, this is Akshaya, this is essentially going to grow very well. The second important aspect is, of course, the release of this very important book, Indian Knowledge Systems. Please join me in congratulating Professor Ravindra Kulkarni. This is a phenomenal, as they say in English, Herculean, but as said by Professor Upadhyay, Bhagirath effort. This is something that we are really very proud of in owning up our rich engineering skills, I would say. And finally, before I proceed on to other points that I want to make, I also want to say I was introduced as an alumnus of IIT Bombay, currently the faculty at IIT Bombay, but I'm also delighted and humbled to say that I'm also an alumnus of Sathe College, then Parle College, in science, 78 to 80, and my growth in IIT Bombay and subsequently was primarily because of the strong foundation that were laid in Parle College through very, very reputed scholars in physics, mathematics, chemistry, and biology. I pay my humble obeisances to them. It was very, very pleasant to recall all of them this evening when I met Professor Professor Rajawade. Yeah. Being here at Mysore Association is a special occasion for another very nice reason. Even when I was in school, we lived in Goregaon and Borivali, and then subsequently in college at IIT. I had an uncle by the name M.H. Sukhatirtha, who is the son of a very, very illustrious Kirtankar, Mysore Hari Sarvottama Dasaru. And he lived close by, and he was a very, very affectionate uncle. He is a very, very affectionate uncle, currently living at Rama Vilas Road in Mysore. And in fact, when I got this invitation, thanks to the kind invitation from Dr. Shankar Ling, I immediately texted him saying that, would you be able to come and participate? Because he was very passionately associated with Mysore Association mid-70s to late 80s. He was here and he does recall with some very, very pleasant memories. I'll just read out a small set of messages that he sent to me. And so all our examinations, after our examinations, when we wanted to, what the current phrase being used is chill out, when we wanted to chill out, he would say, Banro, Mysore Association ek hogona. And we would come, we would just walk around Maheshwari Gardens, go all over the place, enjoy at Madras Cafe, Amba Bhavan, and then top it up with an excellent dinner here at Mysore Association. And another topping used to be the mango milkshake just outside in one of the carts. And that would be a memorable chill out for all of us whenever we finished our exam successfully. So several pleasant memories overwhelmed me on this very special occasion of 100 years of Mysore Association. As it is said on Akshaya Tritiya, whatever we do, it just multiplies and grows. It never diminishes. So I think our rich culture, our rich heritage is just poised to grow. And this is something that's very, very heartful to all of us. Indian knowledge systems, I must say, I'm sure all of you must have visited Belur, Halebeedu, Vaitishwaran Koil. Some of these marvels of architecture, I challenge all the engineers in the audience as well as elsewhere, including my own colleagues at IIT Bombay in Civil Engineering Department and elsewhere all across the country. Can we use even the best of the modern CAD tools to reproduce those designs? Clearly the answer is no. It is simply impossible to do it. The kind of engineering knowledge and skills that were there at that time, it's very, very hard for us to reproduce that, certainly. But one of the important aspects that we are promoting all across the country is certainly how can we blend modern engineering teaching, methodologies that we teach in our classroom today in various aspects of, let's say, Vaimanika Shastra, Rasa Shastra, Dhatu Shastra, all of these, Vastu Shastra, all of these very, very deep knowledge that's present in our scriptures, in our ancient knowledge systems. Some of them also being present in our artisans, which is again a very dying breed, a fading breed. If you go from Chennai to all along the coastal way, you will find several of the sthapatis, and the next generation of sthapatis are not taking over because of their attraction to other professions. This skills, this engineering knowledge needs to be decoded. There is so much that is being done in Ayurveda. There is so much that we know from modern science in genomics. Genomics, can we explain Ayurvedic practices using genomics? Can we have personalized medicine? In fact, when I was young, when I was little, I remember an Ayurvedic doctor come. In fact, even now we have that speciality in some of the current practitioners. They would come and measure the pulse. They would coax by applying different pressures on the wrist, and they would try to coax the body to tell what the ailment is and appropriate, Nadi Pariksha, and then they would basically prescribe an appropriate medicine. Now that is personalized medicine, which was always there in our knowledge systems. It is just that we have forgotten that. We do need to revisit that. But rather than revisit and follow that blindly, we need to look at our modern understandings of genomics, maybe our civil engineering that we teach, the metallurgical engineering, the Dhatu Shastras, the Rasa Shastras, the chemistry and chemical engineering, whatever modern analytical skills that we think we have brought to the areas, we need to use these analytical skills to be able to explain what is there in all of this, so that we blend these two methodologies, and our generation of engineers, scientists can really make the knowledge grow, and sound fundamental basis that is provided by our knowledge systems and combined with our advanced understanding. Nowadays AI and ML and so many other newer areas are coming up. I think these advanced methods need to be blended with our ancient knowledge understanding to further grow and advance the state of the art. So in that sense, I would say that this is a very momentous occasion. This book, especially now that it's made in 10 different languages, I'm sure it will be disseminated much, it will proliferate across various communities, and I'm sure people will be very, very keen to adopt that and use that very important messages in that text. I think, as they say, knowledge is something that is very pristine. All of us have heard, Nachora Harim, Nacha Rajabhajyam, Nata Bhatrabhajyam, Nacha Bharakari, Vyaye Krite Vardate Eve Nityam, Vidyadhanam Sarvadhana Pradam. We already know this. Knowledge is the very valuable gift that a professor, a teacher can impart, and I think Professor Ravindra Kulkarni, this is indeed very special. And of course, Professor Upadhyay in joining, and all of the, I would say, the facilitators in terms of translation. Hearty congratulations to all of you on this very special occasion. Again, as I said, towards the end, I would like to read this very heartfelt and humble message from one of my uncles who spent, unfortunately he couldn't be present today, and so I would just like to very quickly read some of the points that he has put together, and I quote, I am mentioning few points about our Mysore Association, MA. You can add your valuable points. Founded in February 1926, inaugurated on 15th August 1926, land was allocated in 1932. The present building has come up after several renovations. It's one of the oldest cultural organizations in Mumbai, especially the Kannada community, known for literary, theatre, music, dance activities, honored several artists and performers. Mysore Association is a cultural house between Karnataka and Mumbai. Mysore Association used to be a sweet home for many members, good food and sports activities, nobody can deny that, absolutely. Ganpati and Navratri festivals were performed in a grand manner. I myself am testimony to this. I have attended several of Ganesh festivals and Navratri festivals. Sunday morning, members used to come, network, communicate, and enjoy masala dosa. Dr. Manjunath and Manjunath both have looked after the activities of the Mysore Association for several years. He himself was there from 1965 to mid-90s, 1985. He says, I have given a few points. I am not aware of the new changes. My association with Mysore Association is unforgettable. Wishing the function a grand success. My hearty congratulations to the organizers. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. He also mentions that Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, G.R. Vishwanath, and several cultural, I would say, top people visited the Mysore Association on different occasions, and he really he misses being here, but he wishes the Mysore Association several more decades and centuries of growth and association in promoting Karnataka culture and traditions. I would say that 100 years, yes, we all celebrate centuries, but the way Mysore Association has attained this century is through 6s and 4s that are unparalleled, even better than Yuvraj Singh's Super Sixes. I think this is really fabulous. I'm overwhelmed personally to be here, and let us celebrate this very joyous event, both of the Mysore Association 100 years, Akshaya Tritiya, Basava Jayanti, and of course the release of this very, very prestigious and impactful book. Thank you very much.
ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಗುಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಕೇಳಿ ಕಲಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಕಲಿ, ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಹಿತವಾದಾಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲಿತೇವೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಮನುಕುಲಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಾಂಶ. Now, Chief Guest will address the gathering. It's now my privilege to invite our Chief Guest for the evening, Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Mumbai, to address us on this centenary occasion. Sir, University of Mumbai and Mysore Association were both born in the 19th century. One became Asia's largest university and one became Mumbai's oldest Kannada association. What a moment to celebrate. Sir, we look forward to your words on our Indian knowledge
Professor
system.
Ravindra, Deputy Director IIT Powai, the Madam President K. Kamla, my beloved friend and Secretary of Mysore Association, Professor Ganpati Shankarling, our Principal as well as Associate Dean of Sciences, Principal Rajwade Sir, who is the Chief Editor of this IKS book, and the most important Professor Upadhyay, who is heading our Kannada department, and as well as he is the editor of this Kannada version of Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. My other colleagues from the University of Mumbai, Professor Pandya, Professor Uma, and in fact many colleagues from the Kannada department as well, and the most important, the galaxy of the gathering, who have gathered together to celebrate the legacy of Mysore Association, celebrating 100 years of glorious traditions, which is bringing great ancient traditions, diverse folk arts, deep-rooted art, and as well as a classical heritage in the form of several art, as well as in terms of foods and everything. Okay, so the Mysore Association, as rightly being pointed out by Professor Ravindra as well as Professor Shankarling, that it is naturally a second home for all those who have been settled in Mumbai and would like to continue with the rich traditions which they had in Karnataka. And of course, India as a Bharat as a country has several rich traditions, and each state reflects its own rich legacy, rich heritage, and we thought of having something being reflected in the form of a Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, and that is how we thought of having Indian knowledge system. And through Professor Upadhyay, okay, I was aware that he is well connected to Mysore Association because several endowment lectures are being sponsored by Mysore Association, and that's how a great connect with the Kannada art, Kannada literature, Kannada traditions, Kannada heritage. Okay, everything was well reflected through several programs which are being conducted by Department of Kannada under the able leadership of Professor Upadhyay. So when we were thinking about having this Bharatiya Jnana Parampara in different languages, because what we thought, like originally it was written in English, which was probably not a right way of taking up, but anyway, because we are, all of us are like brought up in an English education system, so that's how the first version that has come in English only. So in fact it was translated from Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, and then to English, and then it was written. And say 1 year back it was written, and then we had thought that if you are talking about Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, then it must be written in our own state languages, Marathi, other state languages as well. And Mumbai which has really, like it takes, as a city, it takes its pride in its multicultural traditions. And naturally, we had at Mumbai University, we have many departments reflecting different state languages, and we like to take that legacy forward. So when we were thinking about having Bharatiya Jnana Parampara in different state languages, the first name that naturally reflected in my mind was that of Professor Upadhyay. I just asked him, would you take up? Now, it's not a translation, okay? It's not a translation. In fact, the content naturally is already available in all our ancient texts over the years. And we just wanted to bring it. So probably it was written in English in the beginning, but then subsequently, like reading through English or reading to Marathi versions, can we express, okay, it's not translation, can we express in different state languages so that these rich traditions can be communicated, could be disseminated across our Bharat. So that was the basic objective. And so immediately Professor Upadhyay said yes. And then the second thought that came in my mind, like, because of course writing in Kannada is definitely a good beginning, but then how to disseminate, okay, the right mechanism, right platform, okay, we need that. Okay, our Kannada department no doubt has very strong connect with many Kannada institutions, but then taking that particular book on the right platform was most important, and that's how I just requested, although Professor Shankarling is my beloved friend, but I just asked Professor Upadhyay, just ask whether Mysore Association would like to take up the important role in having this Kannada version of Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. So he, like probably one day before, just probably it was asked yesterday, and immediately on the next day, Professor Shankarling said yes, and everything became an important success. So I must appreciate the most important part, like I must appreciate Professor Ganpati Shankarling, that he immediately said yes, and because, so writing, like for an university, it's a regular practice, but taking it on a right platform was more important, so that all those who are coming and celebrating their rich traditions of Kannada heritage must participate in the book that has been written in Kannada version. So from that angle, I would say not only sponsorship, but the most important, your consent for taking part in this particular Bharatiya Jnana Parampara was of more importance. And from that angle, Professor Shankarling, Kamla Madam, then all distinguished galaxy of Mysore Association, I must extend sincere thanks to all of you that you accepted it. Friends, probably Bharatiya Jnana Parampara is of course first stage only, and Professor Ravindra in his speech has highlighted many important marvels, engineering marvels of Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, and that goes in, like we do get surprised how now probably we are having a very good mechanism of determining time, even in like decimal seconds. But then in those days, how it could have been carried, what kind of measurement techniques do they have, so that all such engineering marvels that could have been reflected in a right way. So that need to be decoded, and various IITs, institutions are working together so that this Bharatiya Jnana Parampara could be decoded. But as I would say, this is just a first step. The most important part, like Professor Ganpati has said, like we have now an amalgamation of like the fourth generation, first and fourth generation together, and we have listened to the beautiful song by the two young daughters. So we like to see that my next generation, our next generation, must have a good understanding about this rich heritage, rich traditions, our folk arts, our art and culture. Probably taking up different medium of instruction, maybe in English, maybe a requirement from the career perspective, but that is different. But having a good understanding about our own culture, our own language, our own literature is very important. And from that perspective, the second stage that we are moving ahead. Okay, this was the first attempt. We are bringing it in 10 different languages. Now 3 languages are over, 7 languages. One by one, we are undertaking celebrations of releasing those books in different languages. So the next part is like having all academic content in our own state languages. There are 22 languages which has been recognized by our Indian Constitution. So we must have an academic content in our languages, and that will bring our next. So maybe our like next generation may be taking up continuing within the, like English as a medium of instruction. That may be a requirement because we are required to be globally connected. But we need to be deeply connected to our roots, and from that angle, okay, we are taking up bringing academic contents in all different languages, starting with Marathi and of course all other languages too. And that is where we are taking up the pathway in that direction over next 2 years. And from that perspective, every language must get very good support, very good connect with the current generation. So University of Mumbai has started taking up directions from that angle as well, from that dimension as well. So we'd like to see that every language department, okay, so we have Kannada, we have Gujarati, then we have Sindhi, okay, we have an Arabic, Persian, Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, okay, so we have several, and of course, although we don't have officially Tamil, Malayalam department, but we do have very good support in even those languages as well. So we like to say that all these languages must work under one umbrella, so that there would be rich exchange. Now we do understand that many Kannada authors, famous Kannada authors, Jnanpith award winners, okay, they are read more in Marathi than in Kannada. So probably you must be aware of, because their translated versions are very popular in Marathi. I have taken up, I have read many such later. So having understood the different languages is an important part. So from that angle, we are trying to strengthen individual languages. And probably Professor Ganpati has again extended a second support. He said, like, whatever you are looking for, strengthening Kannada department. Okay, so he is ready to support. Kamala Madam and Ganpati both are ready to support, and we are probably very much anxious to accept those. So let us take Kannada language literature to a greater height, and say through different publications, through different performances, through different activities. Okay, we would like to reflect the Kannada, the rich Kannada heritage in different mode, and I'm looking forward for all the galaxy. Okay, now I have come to Mysore Association, so we do expect through Professor Upadhyay all of you to come to Kalina campus for some functions which would be organized by our Kannada department. So I extend hearty invitations today itself. And see that we need to work together, because our next generation must get an understanding about our language, our literature, our culture. Now, probably that's a very tough task. Because say I will just present one point and then we'll sum up. Say in an effort to take up different languages, traditions, we were looking for the different traditions of Mumbai. One of the rich tradition of Mumbai is Zoroastrian culture. So we are well aware that Mumbai is well, is taking up rich legacy through Zoroastrian Parsis. So their own language is Avesta Palvi. Now none of them are aware of. Okay, so but there are still some old generation mentors who are keeping that tradition alive of Avesta Palvi. So, in fact, Mumbai University was taking up that tradition since 1890 of teaching Avesta Palvi over the years. In between it was stopped, and then we restarted in 2024. And that's how Avesta Palvi teaching has started. Now, say if you look at the student composition. Okay, you would find some young students also joining, and you would find some students as young as 82 years old. Okay, they are also joining. Just would like to understand before they because that is what they said. Like, I need to understand Avesta Palvi. I could not understand over the years. Now let us take that ahead. So on one occasion, I went to their one school, and probably talked about Avesta Palvi to be taken up. Okay, so it need not to see, like, you need not to take up language as a part of careers, but whatever you are, whether you are in engineering, whether you are in sciences, you can take up language as an additional point of career. So I told those students that let us take this Avesta Palvi at some point of time. So whenever I would be coming after 4 or 5 years, some of you must be in a position to speak that language. So something I would like to remind myself today. So whenever I would be coming back for any function, I should be able to speak at least 2 or 3 Kannada statements. Thank you.
ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಎಂದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಂಭ್ರಮಾಚರಣೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಆಡಂಬರವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತಣಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಯಜ್ಞ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ, ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅತ್ಯಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗ್ಯವೇ ಸರಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪರಂಪರೆ, ಅನಾದಿ ಅನಂತ್ಯ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿತ್ಯ ಸತ್ಯ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಕಣ್ಮುಚ್ಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು, ನಮ್ಮ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ತೆರೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. ಅರಿತಾಗ ಅರಿವು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೃತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೊರತರಬೇಕಾದರೆ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದಂತಹ ಹಾದಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳು ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸವಿವರವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಪಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ವಿವರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅವರ ಮಾತಿನ ಸಾರದಂತೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅನುವಾದ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಅನುವಾದವಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಭಾವಾನುವಾದ, ರೂಪಾಂತರ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳನ್ನು ದಾಟಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಕೃತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮೂಡಿಬಂದಿದೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ಕೃತಿ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಂಡರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಈ ಕೃತಿ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಂಡರೆ ಆ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಸೊಗಡು, ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೊದಲು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೇವಲ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಜೀವನ ಕ್ರಮ, ಅದು ನಾವು ತಿಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅನ್ನ, ನಾವು ತೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬಟ್ಟೆ, ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಒಂದು ದ್ಯೋತಕಗಳೇ ಹೌದು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯು ನಮಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯವಾದರೆ ನಮಗಿಂತ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರು ಮತ್ತಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿಯವರ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ತೆರಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು 100 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಾಚರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಶೀಲ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಗಣಪತಿ ಶಂಕರ್ಲಿಂಗ ಅವರನ್ನು ವಿಭಾಗವು ಗೌರವಿಸಲು ಇಚ್ಛಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಆನರ್. Yeah. Because pride without parampare is just noise, and parampare without pride stays in books. So today we get both. We are very happy to request our special guest Dr. Gudi to release our souvenir today, Centenary souvenir, and I would request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to do the honor.
But she refused to come to the stage, so on her behalf, I am reading it out. So her own words I am reading. The release of Centenary Souvenir makes a proud and historic milestone in the journey of Mysore Association from 1926 to 2026 in nurturing the cultural, social aspirations of Mysoreans in Mumbai. This special publication stands as a tribute to 100 years of rich heritage, unity, and dedicated service. The souvenir captures the evolution from its humble beginning to becoming a vibrant center of art, culture, sports, and community service. It honors the vision of founding members' enduring legacy that continues to inspire. This centenary release is not merely a record of past, but celebration of a century of togetherness and pay homage to all those whose dedication and commitment have made this remarkable journey possible. Every page tells a story of commitment, culture, and community, celebrating a journey of 100 remarkable years. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Karnataka, Jai Maharashtra.
ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸರೋಜಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. No centenary is complete without hearing from the person who is leading the association into 100th year. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite Srimati K. Kamala, President, Mysore Association, Mumbai, for the presidential
To all of
address.
you, I think I have the luxury of speaking in English because morning I did speak in Kannada. Just to make myself understood by all dignitaries, I think I choose to speak in English. You know something very unique about today's event. They called me out as a lady president in history, etc., etc. I want to call out a unique thing also about today evening. You see the stage, all are professors, all are doctorates, and I'm the only one outlier not being a professor or a doctorate person. But I also thought, in my professional world, we keep talking about diversity as a subject, and I was the diversifying factor, so that made me feel very good. So Mysore Association has completed 100 years, and it's a proud moment for all of us. And from morning, the support that each one of you have given in making this program such a wonderful program is really noteworthy and appreciable. All of you deserve a clap for yourselves before we speak about other things. And we had a lot of cultural programs, we heard many things, but to go back to our roots and speak about our knowledge parampara, knowledge tradition, knowledge heritage itself is deepening ourselves. We always speak about width of activities that association carries out. And today, in the program, we are going deeper into our inner self to figure out where were our roots and where are we come from and how the Western world has contaminated what we had beautifully. While Western world medicine system also has many positives, but that did not warrant we shutting down and closing down our heritage and our Indian traditional system. So I am so happy to be talking about deepening of our own knowledge through release of this book. And I think special mention about Mumbai University seeking our support at right time, because when we completed 50 years, we had given the endowment. This time we were wondering for 100 years what is that we will do differently. And at that juncture the proposal came. The proposal came to Ganapati, and same day evening we discussed in the association without winking our eye. We said yes, it's a worthy cause and we should subscribe to it. So, when things have to happen well, everything congregates in a positive way on its own. That is the vibration of the divine and spirituality. And I think, it's been a wonderful program that we had even in launch of this book. And to speak about souvenir, I think Saroja Rao Madam and Bhavani, two pillars, ably supported by Sheila, who took extra efforts to make this souvenir in a record time. So I think, they do deserve my appreciation and association's appreciation and appreciation from all of you present here as well. So now, this is not end of our celebration. We have occupied your time for last 1.5 hours, I know that. But we are going to have a very wonderful music by Kumari Sadhvini Koppa, who is a very renowned musician, and she performs all forms. For today, she will be mixing and matching various forms of our music. And I would urge all of you to please listen to the music program, enjoy and entertain yourself, have sumptuous dinner, and then only proceed, even if it is late. Once in 100 years, we need to extend and stretch ourselves is my request. Please don't run away in between. And Mysore Association celebrating its centenary celebrations is a wonderful thing. And last 1 year, we did many different programs. And all of that would not have been possible without support from all of you. So I would once again reiterate, reaffirm and reconfirm contribution from all people who made this program possible. But at this juncture, I also should not fail in my duty, because gratitude is owed to all our prior generation people who built this great organization through their dedicated efforts, sacrifices, and their own personal space they have given to building this institution. So my humble gratitude to all our people who have sacrificed their efforts, time, energy in building this great institution. We have 4 generations present here, but there are many more generations who are not present here. So I would like to acknowledge people who are not present here as well. Thank you all very much. Please do wait for the music program. Thank you so much.
100 ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಪೂರೈಸಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವದ ಅಗತ್ಯ, ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ, ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹಾದಿಯುದ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರ, ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರುಗಳ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ತಂಪು ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾದಿಯ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹನೀಯರನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ತಂಪು ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನೆಯೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾವಂತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ, ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಕಲಾವಿದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಜೈ ಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ ಅವರು ಈ ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಭಾವಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೈ ಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ ಚಿತ್ರಕಲಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಕಲಾವಿದ, ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾವೂ ಬೇಡ. ಕಣ್ಣಿನಿಂದ ಅವರ ಕೈಗೆ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾವಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹರಿದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತವೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಕೈ ಅವರ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಭಾವಪೂರ್ಣ ಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸುತ್ತವೆ. ಜೈ ಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಭಾಗದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯೂ ಹೌದು. ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮುಂಬೈಯ ಚಿತ್ರಕಲಾ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಗೆಯ ಶುಭಗಳಿರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಜೈ ಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ಗೂ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾದ ನಂಟು. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಜೈ ಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ ಅವರು ಮುಂಬೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಚಿತ್ರಕಲಾ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯನ್ನು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಲಾವಿದ ಕೇವಲ ತಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಲಾವಿದನಾಗೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಲೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಪರಂಪರೆಗೆ ವರ್ಗಾಯಿಸುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಜಯಸಾಲಿಯಾನ್ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. Now, to propose vote of thanks, I invite Sri Narayan Navlikar, Joint Treasurer, Mumbai Association.
Normally, vote of thanks is an indication to the audience that you can get up and then walk towards the door. But today is an exception. We have deliberately kept the vote of thanks in the middle of the program so that it gets done, people will listen to it. Okay. We are indeed privileged today to have the presence of two of our illustrious academics, Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni and Dr. Ravindra Gudi. Particularly Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, as the VC, it is our, sir, it's indeed our pleasure that you made it a point to make it, this book released today on our Centenary Celebration Day. And I also should say that Mysore Association is extremely privileged to have sponsored this book because it is in line with our objective of supporting culture and education. This is education. And this IKS particularly, if you ask me, is India became free in 1947. British left Indian geography, but British are still sitting here. So if you see that Sai Deepak's book, India, that's Bharat, he talks about the decoloniality project. It is an important step towards the decoloniality. That's what I see. In fact, a few days back I was reading in social media, somebody has claimed that lady was earlier chief publisher of Penguin. I can't think of a single Indian author contemporary to Shakespeare. Whether you should laugh or cry, I don't know. That is the level of ignorance we have about our own culture. IKS is a step in the right direction to prevent such goof-ups to happen. So, IKS personally, as well as from the Mysore Association side, it's a huge step towards, maybe 100 years later, we will be looking at IKS as something which has started the decolonization in academia, and our children will grow up to be proud Indians rather than proud British. We also have Dr. Ravindra Gudi, IIT Deputy Director, our own person, and through this, we are privileged to have, sir, it's indeed a pleasure that you accepted our invitation and came and this one. And I hope this is not the end of it, this is the beginning of your journey, along with all your colleagues. Mysore Association doors are always open to you. Sir, Dr. Rajwade, indeed a pleasure, and very happy to know that you are the chief editor of this important project. It should come in all Indian languages, as Dr. Upadhyay said. All our children should learn this in their own languages. Today the problem is that mother tongue is being ignored, and if you don't know English, you are cut off from, if you are, many of the English medium students, they don't know any of the Indian languages, they are cut off from the entire cultural moorings of the region. So this is a right step. So thank you very much for taking your time to be with us today. And of course, Dr. Upadhyay sir, our association and Kannada, we have already talked about it. It is actually the golden jubilee of our endowment lecture series. So I am sure this endowment lecture series also will, in due course, face a centenary celebration. And there is a lot more we can do together to enrich our Kannada people in Mumbai. We had in the morning, we also had some Kannada associations who have been here for a long time. So some of them we called them and then felicitated them. We thank you for, we thank all of them for accepting our invitation and then coming and accepting our felicitation. And also in the afternoon we had senior members, Dr. Prasad and Usha Desai and many others who in spite of their age, have made it a point to come here. It's indeed a matter of joy to all of us that you came today and then accepted our honor. Then this stand-up comedy is a genre which is picking up very well, particularly among the young. It has picked up very well in Hindi and English, but I have not heard in Kannada. But today I was proven wrong that in Kannada you can't do the stand-up comedy. I am sure all of you have enjoyed it. 1 hour kaisa gaya malum nahi pada. So to Raghavendra Acharya also my dutiful thanks. Our friends from Bangalore, specialty of these friends from Bangalore is that they have gone out of Mumbai and gone out of Mysore Association, but Mysore Association has not gone inside them. They are still there. In October last year, we had a centenary celebration of Mysore Association conducted in Bangalore by the same team. It is their initiative. Today they have done a nostalgia series of old Kannada dramas. You all have enjoyed that. Thank you to that Bangalore team for all their initiative and efforts. Then our own Shamla Radesh and the team, they have been doing a lot of practice for this event, and my thanks to that team also. All our volunteers, a lot of people you must have seen with the badge volunteer. There are a lot more who don't have the badge, but then who have done a lot of work. But for them, it would not have happened. Then our publisher, you have seen how things happen today. It is just like a Bollywood movie where that chase mein that villain is caught and then hero and heroine will come together. This is that our souvenir today. It almost come to the edge, and then we were able to. But then to be fair to that publisher, for the last 4 days, I don't think he has slept. It has been a wonderful effort from the publisher also, and multiple reviews, multiple revisions, multiple corrections, and in spite of all of that, he has managed to deliver it. A big thanks to him. And our catering service, since morning you have been enjoying the catering service of our Sanjeeva and the team. Our heartfelt thanks to them. And a big thanks to all our staff. For any of our programs, we come and tell them do this and all that, but actual heavy lifting of the doing is done by these people. I make a mention of all the names. It is Madhu, Sheila, Kiran in office, and our Sridhara, Thomas, Wajid and Daesh. You can see this every time there is a change of stage and all that, it happens within few minutes. It's all because of their work. And all of you, of course, I'm seeing this kind of audience after maybe a long time. I have been associated with the association for the last maybe 15 years now, intensely. But this is one of the rare occasions I am seeing at, now it is around 8 o'clock, at this kind of crowd, even though the program started from 11 o'clock. Thank you very much to all of you, and make it a point to come again and again. We keep conducting this kind of cultural programs. We welcome you to all of our cultural programs. If I missed anybody, please don't miss it, because when we conduct this kind of programs, many heads come together, many hands come together, and many feet come together, and it's always not possible to keep all the heads and feet and hands remembering. So, and all the advertisers, when we, at a short notice, when we ask for advertisements for the souvenir, many of our members, our customers responded very fast, and my heartfelt thanks to all of them for being with us on this occasion. Thank you very much. Oh, one more thing, I just forgot. Master of Ceremonies, since morning 11 o'clock, we had 4 Master of Ceremonies who have done a very competent and professional job, and the level of preparedness they have done in the last 3-4 days is phenomenal. You can believe me, because I am a part of the WhatsApp group in which I am also there. where they are exchanging all the information as profound as what should be the color of the sari I should wear tomorrow. And even at 11:30, 12 o'clock in the night, I have been receiving messages. They have taken a lot of effort to get the background information about the people and about the organization. They have done a very clean and competent job. A big applause to our Compeer team. That is Alia Ballal, Kala Bhagwat, and Nalina Prasad, and Reshma Ganpati Shankarling. Thank you very much.
With that, we conclude the formal stage program. The Mysore Association turns 100 today because of all of you. Mysore Association turned 100 today because a cook made dosa, as Gudi sir rightly said. A writer wrote Nesaru, a teacher taught free, and you come for every function for 100 years. Book copies are available. You can buy them. Mysore Association Mumbai, 100 years and counting. We are not old. We are experienced. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Good night all.